All right, guys, welcome back again to the segment. I hope everyone is good. So the NFF has, gone on their social media, particularly Twitter, and have announced that they've set up a five-member committee to investigate what went wrong with the Super Falcons after they failed to qualify for the World Cup. And if you look at the list, you'd see, you know, um, familiar faces, obviously. Madam Bosso, Desire Bananozie, Muchiwa Adeboju, Dr. Alex Mana, and Malam Mohammed Nasiru Saidu. So these are the five people that they've decided to appoint to investigate. So basically, their main reason for this is that they want to, as they call it, fact check and know what really went wrong with the Super Falcons, and then have these guys in the committee dig up those issues and recommend solution to the bigger body in the NFF and NSC so that they can work on it and correct what needs to be corrected so that future in the future we will not have such issue again. But for me, I think all of this is just far. There's nothing that can come out of it, right? Because it cannot change what has happened. It cannot change the situation in the country as far as football is concerned. We've really performed badly in the last couple of years. Uh, effectively since the new NFF regime started. In fact, from the last NFF regime, handled by Amadou Pinnick, and then the new ones, it's just been struggle here and then. If you want to look, just to put things in perspective, what we've actually missed out on, the last time we had any meaningful success with the national team for the men's side was 2013 when we won the AFCON. Since then, no meaningful impact. Uh, under 17, no World Cup. Under 20, that is currently now under 17 World Cup. Under 20, currently no World Cup. Senior men's team, no World Cup. We saw that 2026, we missed out. Senior women's team, no World Cup. That just played out a few days ago when we lost to South Africa. And then the Olympics, for men and women, we've missed two consecutive times, which is crazy for a country or for a footballing country like Nigeria. And then also, Nigeria League is nothing to write home about. We all know that one for a fact. Even when we go to represent our country in CAF competition, we are always disgraced, beaten by a high goal margin and bundled out of the competition. So nothing is really working well, as far as Nigerian football is concerned. And so effectively, what everyone is holding out for is we want to start seeing news about someone resigning, coach resigning, um, top official resigning, or you know, someone gets fired. That kind of thing. That's what people want to see, and not the same NFF that people have lost hope in. Nigerians have lost hope in dishing out delegates to investigate the Super Falcons when they themselves they are not they've not been accountable, to the country, to Nigerians, right? So these are the issues. These are the issues as it stands right now, and I just wanted to let you know what one Nigerian journalist, Osasu Obayuwana, actually very close to reporting NFF's updates and also Super Eagles. So this is what he has said, right? He said if the NFF board as a whole refuses to resign after making a dog's breakfast of Nigerian football over the last 4 years, the federal government should cut off all funding to the federation and deny them the use of any publicly owned sports facility until they do so. It's as simple as that. So that's what Obayuwana has said, and this perfectly makes sense. This is in fact what needs to be done, right? Because these people should be resigning. They should be resigning. They should be stepping down. Whether it's coaches or whether it's NFF top officials, they should be resigning because the results are not there. They are not getting the results. They have failed woefully in office. And the most normal thing to do if it was a developed country, what they do is, if something like this happens, you start to see people resign. You start to see people who have dignity, they resign because they know that they don't deserve to be in that office anymore, and they don't even want anybody to tell them. They will use their hand and write their resignation letter. But in Nigeria, you perform badly and you still want to stay at the office and still be collecting salary and eating money. It doesn't work that way, right? And if you look at the recently concluded World Cup, this 2026, you see that we have up to 17 national team managers that resigned or stepped down or their contract terminated because they failed to deliver the mandate. They failed to qualify. Either they failed to qualify from the group stages, or they were knocked out in the knockout stages, or whatever. But it just did not go their way. They had to resign with their dignity. I'm talking about a whole lot of coaches, from Didier Deschamps, who's a legend of the French side, stayed with them for 14 years, also won the World Cup, did great things. He had to step down after he couldn't deliver the World Cup. He went to the final, and then Roberto Martinez, Portugal, resigned. Zalko Dalic from Croatia resigned after 9 years tenure. Julian Nagelsmann resigned, stepped down from Germany. Ronald Koeman resigned from Netherlands. Rudi Garcia, Belgium. Steve Clark, Scotland. There are so many coaches that left with their dignity. Nobody needed to tell them, "Hey, you have to step down." They decided this is not up to the standard. I messed up, and I have to step down. That is what you know reasonable people do in these countries. But in Africa, in Nigeria specifically, you'd underperform and to you're waiting to be fired, or you're waiting to see, maybe they can allow me to continue with the job so that I'll earn more salary. I'll be getting paid. It doesn't work like that. And just to even look at what one of the things that Coach Madugu said, post match, that shows us that this man will not resign by himself. He's waiting to be fired, right? And one of the things he said, first of all, I have to apologize to Nigerians over our inability to make it to the World Cup. It was not our intention. We came and did the best that we could, but our best was not good enough. We are very sorry for that, and we take full responsibility for everything that happened. I'm not afraid of being sacked. Listen to that. I'm not afraid of being sacked. To the glory of God, I have served my country. It was a privilege that was given to me. So that was a statement, or part of his statement, after that shambolic outing at the WAFCON and also at the playoffs. And he's saying, I'm not afraid of being sacked. Now, why would a coach who underperformed in two championship, WAFCON and World Cup playoffs, be waiting to be sacked? Someone should explain that to me. Why is he waiting to be sacked? Is it not his mates that are resigning? It's not. If you'd underperform in this manner, I don't think you should be waiting to be sacked, right? You have to know what you need to do and resign peacefully, resign with your dignity, and not allow and not overstay your welcome. That's how I see it. That's the most honorable thing to do. But our coach doesn't want to resign. He's saying he's not afraid of being sacked. Perhaps he's still holding out and hoping that, hey, maybe he's going to get another contract and and make some more money, with the Super Falcons. And mind you, this coach has been around for a really long time. I think since 2012, he's been in the coaching crew of the Super Falcons. And from that time till now, he's still within the coaching unit. Isn't that a long time? Isn't that enough time to have a change and see, what's working outside of these same people that have been around for a long time? But you guys can let me know what you think about it. And as far as social media is concerned, Nigerians are really fed up of the the coach or coaches, and also the NFF, the NSC. the administration basically. So people are calling out for them to leave their offices, or for them to resign, or for them to basically just resign or leave your offices. And you see right now, from Obayuwana also giving his opinion out that if these people do not resign, that government should cut fundings on NFF and NSC and force them to stop using sports facilities, so that when they wait 1 month, 2 months, no salary comes in, nobody will tell them to leave the office by themselves. So this seems like the best thing to do right now to force these people out. Um, since they don't want to do so by themselves. But those are some of the updates and the minutes. Thanks for watching. By the way, just wanted to end with Victor Osimhen's um, fantastic performance yesterday. He stepped up as Galatasaray began their league, their Turkish Super League, and helped them salvage a point in what seemed to be a very tricky match against uh, Corum FK. He ended 2-2 draw. Osimhen scored both goals. He actually scored the first goal in the 53rd minute, when he latched onto a pass, a true pass, with his speed and long leg to beat the goalkeeper, and scored from a very ridiculously tight angle. And then Corum equalized in the 59th minute and um, got the lead in the 61, but Osimhen stepped up in the 90th minute to grab the second goal to make it 2-2. So good to see Osimhen stepping up for Gala. And there's been lots of talks about him moving out of Galatasaray this time, and Arsenal is heavily involved. So we'll see what happens in the coming videos. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and Osimhen's reaction after that performance against Coral.